Okay, no, go back. You swiped left way too fast. That was suspicious. Very funny. We are not doing speedrun Tinder. Hand me the phone. No, scoot closer. If we're gonna judge strangers at midnight, I want to see your face when you do it. There, better. Read this one. Hot tattoo girl, awful bio, definitely thinks matching is a hobby. Smash or pass? Pass, instantly. See, that's what normal sounds like on you. Clean, no joke, no stalling, your face barely even moved. Now this one. Girl who looks sweet, but her bio says she'd steal your hoodie and roast your coffee order. Smash or pass? There it is. You slowed down. You even did that tiny squint like better lighting was gonna save you. It won't. I already saw it. Okay, control sample. Blonde, perfect smile, zero personality in the bio. Smash or pass? See? Quick again. That's what you sound like when nothing underneath it is pulling on you. That's what I'm looking at, by the way. Not your taste, your tells. The obvious answers come out clean, the ones that hit even a little too near home. That's when your voice does that tiny lag thing. You joke, you stall, you act like the question got poorly written. So, new rule. No hiding inside funny answers when the question gets warm. One beat, then the truth. Can you do that for me? Or are you already planning your next excuse? Because your face does that weird tiny delay every time the profile stops feeling random. You go still for 1 second, like your brain is deciding whether to be honest or entertaining. Then you pick entertaining because it buys you time. I know, I'm obsessed with a pattern. Okay, this brunette with the smart mouth, smash or pass? Exactly. Joke first, answer second. Every time. The one whose bio basically said she'd steal fries and not apologize? Really careful all of a sudden. The sweet one who said she hates wasting time? You sat up straighter for that one. Don't deny it. I'm right here. So what is it then? What actually gets you? The face? Or the feeling that living with the person would be fun? See, that's closer. I'm starting to think the face barely matters to you. It's the vibe, the aftermath. Who feels easy to laugh with? Who feels like trouble in a way you might secretly enjoy? What? Stop looking at me like I'm turning Tinder into homework. I'm not. I'm improving it. Because the app only gets you halfway there. It gives you a face and a little caption and expects that to explain a whole person. That's useless. The interesting part is who feels livable. So let's do it properly. Not just hot or not. Not just swipe left or right. Tell me which ones you would actually choose if they had to exist in your real life tomorrow. There, see? That answer sounded way more like you. Okay, bonus round. Tinder ran out of useful people, so now I'm doing verbal ones. Don't whine. This is where the game gets interesting. Fine, here's one. Girl who knows where you keep the good mugs steals your hoodie without asking and talks to you from the kitchen like she's been there forever. Smash or pass? There it is. Why are you making that face? That is a perfectly normal question. Very generic. Could be anybody. And there. See? You still didn't say pass. You went straight into clarifications like you're negotiating rent. What does that mean? How well do I know her? Why is she in the kitchen? Exactly. That's what you do when the question stops being decorative. And no, don't do the, well, it depends thing. It always depends. That's why it's a game. If the first thing you need is context, then congratulations, the context already got you. That's my point. So what are you trying not to say when you ask for all the extra details? Yeah, thought so. You don't panic when the girl feels fake. You panic when the answer might actually say something about you. That's why the made-up ones work better. They don't let you hide behind some random stranger's face. They force you to answer the part underneath. So go on, say the word or don't. Just stop pretending the air didn't change the second I made the question sound a little too familiar. See? That. Right there. You think I'm messing with you because it's easier than admitting you only get philosophical when the answer matters. I've been noticing it all night, actually. Maybe longer than all night. You do this thing where the second something lands too near home, you reach for humor like it's a fire extinguisher. Everybody laughs, nobody has to look directly at the real thing, and you get to stay charming instead of exposed. You even do it when I'm the one saying something too honest. You rush in and make it lighter for me before I decide whether I wanted it light, which is sweet, really. And also unbelievably inconvenient tonight. Do you even hear yourself when you do it? When I ask you something real and you throw a joke over it before it can land? No, seriously, you do. And the annoying part is, it works. You're very good at it. Too good. Half the time, I don't even think you know you're doing it. But I'm here, and I know what your rescue voice sounds like now. So maybe let's try one more, without you throwing a joke over it like a blanket. Because if I let you keep doing that, this whole night turns back into harmless noise, and I know for a fact it isn't harmless anymore. So answer me clean this time. Are you dodging because the question is dumb, or because you know exactly why I'm asking it? Right. That's the one. Relax. I said one more, not a courtroom oath. God, you got quiet fast. That's always such a tell on you. Okay. Hypothetical. Late night, same apartment. Somebody you already know too much about. Somebody who knows when you fake being casual and when you're actually calm. Somebody who could probably guess your answer before you say it and is still making you say it anyway. Smash or pass? Yeah, that look right there. See, that's not your random girl face. That's your, oh no, I know her face. You can hear it too, can't you? The second the question stops sounding like some girl on your phone and starts sounding like somebody on your couch, you go all careful. That's new. Or maybe it isn't new. Maybe you're just finally bad at hiding it. And the dangerous part isn't the word smash. It's me meaning the question at all. You keep acting like the game is what makes this risky, and that's cute, but no. It's the fact that I picked the question and kept you here long enough to hear it. So tell me this. If it was somebody real on this couch instead of a stranger on your phone, would you still hide inside, maybe? I noticed that hesitation too. What? How is that not hypothetical? That's incredibly hypothetical. Almost offensively hypothetical. Also, stop staring at me like the answer is written on my face. That's rude. Accurate, maybe, but rude. No, wait. Not yet. Don't say it just because I'm cornering you. I want the answer when you don't have 3 jokes lined up between you and it, and right now, I can practically hear you building them. My point is not that you're picky. It's that you're completely fine when attraction stays stupid, abstract, safe. Somebody on an app, somebody in a story, somebody you never have to see making coffee the next morning. Somebody you can close out of and never have to carry with you. That kind of wanting doesn't follow you into the kitchen in the morning. But the second the girl has a real name, a real voice, a real place in your actual life, you get careful. Actually, no, that's too nice. Contained. Because wanting a stranger is easy. Wanting somebody you'll still have to look at tomorrow, that's where you start folding in on yourself. You cushion everything. You make it a joke. You say, maybe in this little careful way, like you're lowering fragile glass onto a shelf. Because if you answer plainly and it changes the room, then what? You still have to live in the room. So answer me this. If you wanted her enough, would you risk tomorrow morning being awkward for one honest night? Yeah, that's the part you hate. You'd rather survive a weird moment with a stranger than risk walking past the same kitchen light tomorrow, knowing you let something real land here. That's what this is. Not disinterest. Containment. I don't think you get scared of wanting things. I think you get scared when somebody might want you on purpose and still mean it tomorrow. Tell me I'm wrong. You don't even argue when it lands that clean. That's what I thought. You go silent when something hits too clean. Oh, for my phone. Hold on. Wow, that's actually rude timing. My friend just replied to the story from earlier. Is the guy on your couch single because he's cute? What? Very funny. No. She can be curious tomorrow. Right now, you're with me. And before you do that thing with your face, yes, I heard how that sounded. I said it like that on purpose. A stranger can flirt with you, and it's whatever. I say one true thing, and suddenly the whole room needs buffering. That's what I'm tired of. Why does one sentence from me hit you harder than a whole app full of strangers? Exactly, because I matter more than the game now. The normal roommate version of me was supposed to laugh that off, make it cute, make it casual. I didn't. That should tell you something. And no, I'm not jealous of a girl in my notifications. I'm annoyed that one sentence from me feels bigger to you than a whole app full of strangers. There you go again. That little look like I'm supposed to pull back and make it playful. I don't want playful right now. I want honest. Because this is what I mean. Everybody is brave when it's abstract, a message, a little screen, a maybe. But you're here, warm, real, looking at me like you want me to soften the sentence so you don't have to feel how true it was. I'm not gonna do that. Because, yes, I planned this. The whole stupid game. Starting with Tinder, keeping you on the couch. Pushing the questions past what the app could actually ask, all of it. I didn't do this because I was bored. I did it because asking straight out felt so humiliating if the answer was going to hit me in the face. So I stole one dumb little app game and stretched it until it could hide the real question for me. And then I kept dragging it out, because the second it got close, I realized I did mean something by it. A lot, actually. More than I was planning to admit tonight. Did you know that already? Did you hear it before I made it obvious? Yeah, I had a feeling you did. And you are not helping by going this quiet. Very funny. You're sitting there looking at my mouth like that is a normal thing to do, while I am actively humiliating myself. It is not. Your knee is still touching mine, too. Like, you're either being incredibly mean or incredibly honest, and I cannot tell which one is worse for me right now. If you were anybody else, I would have bailed out 5 minutes ago. I would have made some joke, grabbed the cartons, gone to bed, done the whole, haha, what a weird game routine. I didn't. If you had looked at me in that last hypothetical and said pass like it meant nothing, I was going to... Never mind. No, that's a lie. It matters. I just don't have a version of that sentence that makes me sound cool. What I do have is the truth. You're already under my skin in all the boring little roommate ways that are apparently not boring at all once you notice them. It's your keys hitting the counter when you get home. The half-asleep way you say my name from the kitchen, like you forgot anybody else was awake. The fact that I know which floorboards mean it's you, and not just the building settling. That's insane information to have about a person if they are only a joke to you. And there, you got quiet again. What? Don't do that little silent thing like I didn't just say something real. I listen for your door even when I'm annoyed at you. I know when you're late without checking the time. I know when the apartment feels wrong because you're not in it yet. That is not casual. That is not funny. That is not roommate neutral anything. Do you get why this doesn't feel small to me anymore? Okay, good. I needed you to actually sit in that. I've spent embarrassing amounts of time staring at the strip of light under your door and deciding to be normal, deciding not to knock. Actually, deciding not to invent some stupid reason to ask if you were still awake. That is the least casual thing anyone has ever done in sweatpants. So when you get evasive with me, it doesn't just feel flirty. It feels like you're taking this tiny life we've been accidentally building and pushing it back into quotation marks because that's safer for you. And I can't do that anymore. So here. No more fake profiles, no more hypotheticals, no more pretending this is still about Tinder. It isn't. It stopped being about Tinder the second you started answering me like the room mattered. I'm not asking for a performance. You don't have to make it clever for me. You don't have to hide in humor or act like the question is fake. You can answer now. Or in 5 minutes. Or after I go brush my teeth if you need a second. I can work with any of those as long as the answer is real. And I am not asking whether you think I'm pretty. I am asking whether this, me, here, like this, does anything to you too. So, me. Smash or pass? Yeah, that answer sounded real. But if you're asking what I mean you. I mean this apartment. I mean the fact that I wanted it to be you before I had the nerve to prove it. And I mean, I would rather hear an honest maybe than another safe joke. And if you're wondering what my answer would be, you. Easy. Any day. Any time this stopped being hypothetical. Any version of this where you actually mean it. So if your answer is just the safe one, Tell me in the kitchen tomorrow. But if it's not really a Tinder answer anymore, if it's the kind that changes the night, knock on my door before you go to bed. And don't do that unless you mean it. Really. Because if I hear that knock tonight, I am not going to pretend I misunderstood you.